Hey, what's going on, fam? It's that man, Taj Jacobs, and I'm back at you once again with another video. So, in this video, I want to give you 3 things that you may have to give up when you start being an entrepreneur. Now, these 3 things have come from my experience, and they may not apply to everyone. I understand everybody has their different experiences, different lifestyles. But in my experience and with a lot of people that I've talked to, and also there's a lot of people on YouTube who've experienced the same things, these 3 things have been some of the key factors in entrepreneurship, some things that people have had to sacrifice in order to not only make their business work, but also to make their own lives work in accordance to their business. So, without further ado, the first thing you may have to give up are your friends. Your friends, right? So look, like I said, this may not apply to everyone. Some of you out there may have some very supportive friends, some very supportive people who will accommodate you no matter what. But in my experience, and in a lot of people's experience who I've talked to, your friends may not accept the new you, this new you who's trying to create a brand new way in order to get some new streams of money. Because your friends, they might be used to the you who's, working a 8 to 5 job or 9 to 5 job, and then you get off at 5 o'clock, and after that you're used to hanging out with your friends at a certain time. And when you become an entrepreneurship, a lot of times you have to give up the 9 to 5 grind. Entrepreneurship is normally a 12 to 16 hour grind every day. And not to mention, within that 24-hour period, you have to sleep sometimes. So, in my business, I'm in the detailing business, so a lot of times I can't really account for time like that, because when it comes to cleaning and when it comes to detailing, some things can be unpredictable. Now, not to mention I spend an hour or 2 on the road every day traveling, and then there could be things that happen. A customer may not be satisfied, or you may have to deal with an accident in traffic, or you may have to deal with a couple of phone calls. There are a lot of things that could go extremely wrong within a day, and you'll have to adjust for time. So while you're thinking that you'll only work from 9 to 5 or 9 to 6, your hours could actually turn from a 9 to 9 really quickly. And not to mention, if you may have kids, or you may have a family to take care of, then you're gonna want to give some extra time to your family. So a lot of friends, they may not agree with this new you. They may have a type of vibe to where as though they'll look at you like, oh, you've changed. Oh, Todd, you changed, man. Like, you out here, you trying to get out here and do this all new stuff. You acting all brand new. And, even with becoming an entrepreneur, a lot of things about you has to change. A lot of things with your mindset has to change. And the people close to you may not accept that. They may turn the other cheek, so to speak. They may, I've heard this saying one time that sometimes when you meet people and you have a devilish vibe, those people might reject you when you start to have a godly vibe. So shout out to my guy EO for putting that into perspective. And like I said, fam, change is good, but change isn't for everyone. So yeah, number one, you may lose your friends when you get on this journey of entrepreneurship. All right, so that was number one. Number two, you may lose your significant other. You may lose your significant other. Now, this is kind of in the realm of your friends, your significant other may be used to you being a certain way. Your significant other may be used to you doing things at a certain time, being at a certain place at a certain time. And let's say you have a job that's, paying you a certain amount of money, and then you go from making a certain amount of money to dropping down and maybe even making half of that. And if you don't make the proper adjustments, then there could be some serious issues within the home, especially when it comes to the finances. They say the finances is the number one thing that causes couples to split up. So, and not only that, like I said, you're making these mental changes with entrepreneurship. You're making these changes within your time. And if you're not necessarily making time for your relationship, and you're making more time with your entrepreneur venture, then your significant other could take that as you are putting your entrepreneurship before them. And most times they won't like that, and that can lead to a lot of turmoil, a lot of arguments, and eventually a breakup. So I just want to, and like I said again, this doesn't always apply to everyone. Some people know how to manage their time better than others. Some people are good at that. But for the most part, there can be some issues there. So I just want you to watch out for that. And if you want to keep your significant other, I heard, what's the guy's name? David O'Leary, the guy from Shark Tank. I think that's his name. He was talking to this guy. He was coaching this one guy before, and the guy was basically having issues with his fiance. And his, they were going through some stuff because the guy was giving a lot of attention to his business, and he was starting to argue with his fiance, starting to have a lot of friction with his fiance. So, Dave, he was basically like trying to empathize with the guy, and he gave him this advice. He said, well, man, just think about it like this. He was like, which one can you replace without a problem? Your business or your fiance? Right. So when you start an entrepreneur venture, I want you guys to think about that. What is replaceable and what isn't replaceable? All right. So that was number 2, your significant other. And number 3, the number 3 thing on this list that you may have to give up, and I'm pretty certain that you probably will have to give this one up. Like, it's almost a guarantee. Number 3 is an unhealthy lifestyle. An unhealthy lifestyle, right? So what do I mean by unhealthy lifestyle? See, a lot of us, we get in our comfort zones, whereas though we have habits of not really working out as much as we should, or we may have habits of smoking cigarettes every day, or drinking more than the average person. Because we like to get out there, we like to have fun, we like to eat whatever we want. But the problem with this stuff is a lot of this stuff drains our energy. A lot of this stuff takes away from us. When, in our reality, we just want to be out there enjoying our lives. But the problem where it comes in with entrepreneurship is that we normally have to give our time and our energy to our work. And it's pretty hard. It's very, very hard to give your time and your energy to your work if you're feeling tired, if you're feeling low and depressed, and you're not really in the best of shape. There's a lot of congruency when it comes to wellness and success. There's a lot of congruency when it comes to eating healthy and being happy, right? A lot of these things, they match up with each other. They line up with each other because, let's face it, it takes a lot of energy in order to be successful. And it also takes a lot of energy in order to get out there and party and live an unhealthy lifestyle. So it's recommended that you absolutely give up or sacrifice this unhealthy lifestyle, the lifestyle that is slowly putting you into the grave, so to speak. And I don't want to scare you guys out there, but we, on every single box of cigarettes, it pretty much says that it's going to give you cancer. There are studies out there that shows that when you eat unhealthy foods, that it leads to heart disease and it leads to you slowing down, and it doesn't help you speed up. So trading in an unhealthy lifestyle for a healthier lifestyle can not only get your motors going, but it will also lead to a positive mood. It'll also lead to productive habits and lead to a lot of things that successful entrepreneurs must have in order to make their businesses move forward. You understand? So yeah, fam, those are 3 things that you may have to give up in order to be an entrepreneur. All right? First thing was your friends. Second thing was your significant other. And the third thing is an unhealthy lifestyle. So yeah, just keep these things in mind. If you're not on your entrepreneur journey, just keep these things in mind that, if you want to take that step, you may have to give these things up. And if you're already on this journey, then, you probably have experienced some of these things in one way or another. And if you haven't experienced these things, I'd like to know how you're keeping things afloat, how you're making things go forward. You feel me? So yeah, fam, that's about it. Hey, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and just remember that being prepared eliminates fear, and being aware makes everything clear. It's that man, Taj Jacobs, and I'm out of here. Peace. Hey, if you like this content, what I want you to do is go ahead and click the subscribe button below. Make sure you hit the like button so that we can activate this channel and grow it to the fullest capacity. Also, share it with your friends and family if you think that I provided a lot of value here for you. All right? I appreciate you for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Peace.